What's up guys, my name is Natalie and welcome to my Nook of Novels. Today I'm going to be choosing my January TBR using my wheel. If you're new here, all that I do is I'm going to spin this thing 7 times, and for every prompt that it lands on, I'm going to try to fulfill that using a book. The way I'm doing it in 2023, I am going to allow myself to use one book to fulfill multiple prompts, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like constructing a little mini readathon thing for myself. And this is expired. It is inspired by Cody's Book Corner. She is my favorite booktuber in the entire world. I will have her linked down below. Go check her out. Check out her original Wheel of TBR videos. They are top tier. I hope that my explanation made sense. I feel like I just talked really fast, so sorry if I did. Also, something different that I'm going to do in 2023 is that I'm going to let myself choose books that I'm already currently reading to fulfill prompts, because then it just gets stressful when I have to also finish the books I'm reading and then read more books on top of that, and it's just a lot easier to put my current reads on the TBR already. So that's what I'm gonna do. I am going to bring back punishment books this year. So if I do not complete all of the prompts, then I will have to pull a punishment from the punishment jar. And instead of it being a boring little Ziploc bag, it's now this cute little Valentine's Day container thing. And I just think this is the cutest. So I'm honestly kind of excited to get punishments now. And I'm not going to do this way every month. I am going to do the same thing where I do it differently on alternating months. So every other month I will do this, and on the other ones I am going to do something else where I just spin the wheel one time and I try to make all of the books for that month fit that prompt. I am going to try it out next month and we'll see how I like that. I may end up changing it if I don't like it very much and if you guys don't like it, but we'll see. Stay tuned for that. But for now, without further ado, let's get on to spin number 1. That was a really bad spin. Take 2. Oh my gosh, wait. 3rd time's the charm. Okay, I think it's barely on Brother Book, so I have to choose one of my brother's books. Oh, I just hit my elbow on the shelf. For this prompt, I'm going with The Death Cure by James Dashner. This is the 3rd book in the Maze Runner series, and as you can see, I've already started it a little bit. I'm doing this for an assignment for school, so that's why there's all these tabs in it. I have to stop and find a bunch of quotes and like connect some things. It's not my favorite, but at least I get to read a book while I'm doing it, so that's exciting. If you don't know what the Maze Runner is, it's basically about these boys who get put in a maze. All of their memories are taken from them, so all that they know is their name, and they're trying to get out. It's very intense. You don't know what's going on. You know just as much as the characters do, which is a very exciting experience. So super excited to continue with the series. Okay, so I'm going to switch out the Brother Book prompt for this one, which is a used book. So a book that I bought from a used bookstore. Oh, and I just realized that I don't necessarily have to pick the exact books I'm gonna read. I can kind of move around what books I use for what prompts and things like that. But I'm already reading this, so I'm definitely gonna use it for that prompt. But yeah, spin number 2. A classic. I literally just finished The Great Gatsby last night. That would have been a great book for that prompt, but I can't use it now because I already finished it. I'm not sure if this is a classic or not, but let me find out. The copyright date is 1958. I'm gonna look it up and see if Google thinks that it's a classic. I never like heard of it, but I have to read it for school. Oh wait, I won't finish it by next month anyway, so maybe I should pick something else. So I thought about choosing To Kill a Mockingbird because, again, it's a classic book that I've heard so many good things about and I just haven't ever read. However, I remembered that Narnia is a classic and I have not finished this series up yet. So yeah, I'm going to possibly try to read the next book in this series, which is The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, the 4th book out of 7 of these. So yeah, switching out classic for number generator for the title of the book. So for this one, I will generate a random number 1 to 7, and that many words has to be in the title of the book. That was kind of hard to explain. It's like not that hard of a concept, but just explaining it, I sound like it makes no sense, but it does, I promise. Spin number 3. That was kind of a sad spin, but that's okay. A hardcover. And somehow none of the books that I'm currently reading are hardcovers. So I kind of forgot that I technically never finished How To by Randall Munroe. I'm about a quarter of the way through this and I just never continued with it. And it's a nonfiction, so it's not like I'll have to start over to know what's going on. It is observed scientific advice for common real world problems. So basically people will ask some very simple questions and people solve it in a very complex scientific way and like the most absurd third possible solution for the problem. Let me try to find an example because I feel like that explanation does not make a ton of sense. For example, one of the questions is how to make an emergency landing. And so he has this whole chapter on like a very complex way to do that, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm making it sound boring, but it's very funny, very entertaining, very fascinating. So yeah, another option that I could do for this is The First to Die at the End by Adam Silvera, the prequel to They Both Die at the End. I am very excited to get to this book. It depends on my mood, I think, whether I pick up this one or how to. I think I will probably be more likely to pick up how to just because I'm already currently reading it and just so I can like make more progress in the books I'm already currently reading. But this one's definitely super on my radar and I'm very excited for it as well. Switching out the hardcover prompt for spine color. So if this comes up, I will spin the wheel again, and whatever color comes up has to be on the spine of the book I choose. I feel like I explain everything in the most complex way possible, but it's fine. Look at all of these S's in a row. How satisfying is that? Spin number 4. Short chapters. So a book that has short chapters. I don't know why I went to explain that one, like y'all wouldn't understand. I also have forgotten to mention that if I land on the same color twice in a row, I will have to add a spin. Little life. No, this does not. Literally one of the chapters was 80 pages long. This does not have short chapters at all. This looks like it has pretty short chapters. This one is like 3 pages. This one's 2. This one is 2. This one is like 7, I think. 1, 4, 1, 2. So yeah, I think this has some short chapters. Okay, so I'm just gonna do some basic math. The Brothers of Auschwitz, my friend got this for me for Christmas. It has 59 chapters and it's 433 pages, so that's like 7 pages a chapter. So I don't know if I would consider that super short. The Hunted by Charlie Higson has 70 chapters and it's 454 pages, about 6 pages a chapter, which I would consider short. I feel like 7's also short, but anyway, I guess like under 10 I would consider short. Let's look at Malice. I feel like this is a big chunky fantasy, so I feel like it's gonna have long chapters, but we can always check. They're about 7 pages a chapter. I need to read this anyway for, again, a school assignment. I might pick this one. I feel like it makes more sense to go with this one because it had the shortest chapters of the ones that I looked at. Actually, this one probably did. The First to Die at the End, but this one also like makes the most sense, I think, because I already have to read it. So I'll probably go with this one for that. Because like for a fantasy especially, like 7 pages a chapter feels really short to me. One of them is like 2 pages and then the next one is like 4, 3 pages, 1 page. Yeah, this definitely looks like it has pretty short chapters, so going with Malice. I'm gonna switch out short chapters for this prompt. I almost gave myself a paper cut. Add 1 book. So if that comes up, then I will have to spin the wheel 8 times. Spin number 5. A book in a series. Pretty much all of these that I mentioned are part of a series. So Malice is the first book in a series. The Chronicles of Narnia, I'm going to be reading the 4th book, so that could count. The Death Cure is the 3rd book in the Maze Runner series. If I wanted to read The Hunted, that is the 6th book in the Enemy series. This is a prequel, so it's kind of a series. So any of those could count really, but I'll just say that this is my book that I'm choosing for that prompt. I'm going to replace series with friend picks. So if this comes up, then I will message some of my friends and have them choose books for me. Spin number 6. It is barely on friend picks, which means I will be adding a spin. I will insert, I think, the clip right here, whatever they choose, because they probably will not answer immediately. Okay, so plot twist. My friends responded very quickly, so I actually have all of the books right here already. The first person I asked was one of my booktube friends, Sarah. She chose 2 books for me. She chose The Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales and All the Right Places. These are both books that I'm super excited for and would love to read at some point, but I probably won't be choosing either of those for right now just because of what other people chose. I then asked my friend Carson and he chose Invincible, which is one that I'm currently reading. I don't know though that I'm going to be able to continue it in January. The next things that were chosen for me were Malice and A Little Life, and as I was saying, I already am planning on reading this and I'm super excited for it, and I have to do it for my school project thing anyway, so I'm probably gonna go with this one for that prompt, or A Little life, which honestly, I might just finish this in December. I'm about halfway through it and I'm loving it. And really all I wanted to do the past couple days is just sit down and read this. So I think I'm going to try and finish this one up in December and then have Malice be my pick for the January TBR. So shout out to Noah for choosing this book. Thank you for everyone who responded and chose books for me. Y'all are the best. I'm going to switch out the prompt for a middle grade book. I'm 99% sure we're on spin number 7. That was a really good spin. I'm impressed. Okay, so question mark, which means I have to just pull out a prompt and whatever it is, I have to do that. We're gonna go with this prompt, which is lowest alphabetical author. So I'm going to go to my Goodreads and sort by author, and I'm going to choose between the 3 lowest alphabetical ones. Maybe 5 if I'm feeling so inclined. This is definitely interesting. The first one that comes up is an It Girl novel by Cecily von Zygasar. I've read one of the Gossip Girl books by this author and I enjoyed it so much. It was not a good book at all, but I definitely really enjoyed it. It was like whenever you're like experiencing something that's so bad that it's good, it was one of those. It was just so funny. Everything that happened, I was like, this is just so dramatic, and it was the greatest. So definitely my excitement is up there for this book. I'm hoping that this series is just as dramatic and chaotic as Gossip Girl, so that's definitely an option. The next one is a Star Wars book. I really don't want to read that one. Technically the third one is 2, and then we get on to number 4 and 5, which are The Probability of Miracles and Where She Fell, both of which are things that I wouldn't cry if I had to read these. They seem like they have interesting concepts. I'm pretty sure this one is a depressing romance, which is obviously my favorite, and this one I think is about a girl who like falls through the ground and like discovers another civilization down there or something. I may have just completely made that up, but I'm pretty sure it's been a while since I read these synopses. Again, I can't help but be very curious and fascinated by this one, so I'm gonna choose this one for that prompt. We're replacing that prompt with... Oh, I was so confused for a second. I was like, did I put the prompt back in? Okay, this is lowest alphabetical, meaning the title. This one is the lowest author. This one is the lowest title. That was like so odd. For a second, I was like, there's no way I just pulled that out again. And this is the last spin unless I land on pink again or add one book. So spin number 8. It's kind of halfway between them. I can't tell if it's maybe slightly on 5-star prediction, but we're just gonna go with that one anyway. Just as like a rule of thumb, I'm always gonna go with the left one if I can't tell, just because I can. So yeah, 5-star prediction. So I have a jar for this. We'll see. I'm gonna pick out 3 and we'll see how I feel about them. I might just say screw that and just pick whatever book that I want for this prompt. There's dust flying everywhere, sorry. The first one is A Darker Shade of Magic. Okay. The second one is Orange. Okay. And the third one is Peter and the Starcatchers. Okay. You can probably already tell by my facial expressions which ones are the contenders. A Darker Shade of Magic and Orange Volume 1 are both books that have been catching my eye. I'm definitely super excited for both of these. However, I don't know that I really want to start another new series, and I'm going to be reading Malice, which is like a big chunky fantasy. So I don't know if I want to add more fantasy on top of that. This one, however, would be a short, quick little series. There's just 2 of them. It's manga. It'll fly by. However, I could also just go ahead and use A Little Life, which, like I said, I'm probably going to finish in December. So I could use Malice to fulfill that prompt already. I could use a John Green book. I know I love John Green, so that has potential. There's definitely some options. Theoretically, going with this one for right now, but we'll see what I actually end up reading. So yeah, I'm going to switch out that prompt for a small book, which is 250 pages or less. Let me try to organize these in a way that they won't all fall over, hopefully. Let me just go back over the prompts real quick and try to figure out what I think I will be most likely to actually choose for every prompt. For the lowest alphabetical author, obviously I'm going with Infamous. For series, I'm going to go with The Death Cure. For classics, I'm going with The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. For a hardcover, I'm going with How To by Randall Munroe. For one of my brother's books, I am going with The Death Cure by James Dashner. For a book with short chapters, I'm going with Malice by John Gwynne. For friend picks, I'm going with Malice by John Gwynne. And for 5-star prediction, I'm going with Orange Volume 1 or Malice, maybe. There's a million options. I don't know, but we'll just say Orange Volume 1. I may just hold this up backwards. I don't know. I forget that it's backwards because it's manga, but yeah. Anyway, this is the stack that we are looking at. It seems bearable, honestly, because realistically, I'm not reading this entire thing. I'm just reading one short that got out there. So if we put this like as a representative of that, and if you consider the fact, I just threw that book. And if you consider the fact that I've already started a couple of these and one of them is a manga, it really does not look too bad. So yeah, that is all for my January TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then please hit the like button and subscribe if you would like to, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see the other videos that I post on Tuesdays. Usually I try to post on Tuesdays. My Bookstagram and Goodreads will be linked in the description if you guys would like to check out either of those, as well as the playlist to my other Wheel of TBR videos and Cody's Book Corners Wheel of TBR playlist. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.